today I'm going to show you the first of the 4 elements, that being fire, and my fantastical personification. Work with me, mouth, we just did a warm-up. And my fantastical, I'm doing a fire-breathing dragon. That's what I'm doing. Okay, on to the sketch. So we got a lot going on here. We got a lot of color, we got a lot of scales, a lot of color. So let's just go through each element. So first of all, I am so excited. I made prosthetics for the first time for this look. Well, kind of. My first prosthetic was for another element, but I'll just keep that as a surprise for now. But I did that, but I didn't fade out the edges and it just wasn't quite the way I wanted to. I might use that one. I might make a different one. Yeah, we have prosthetics. We have some kind of like horn thing going on the forehead, and then we also have this massive cluster of scales around the eyebrows. Luckily, my prosthetic is big enough to cover the eyebrows so I don't have to cover up with the glue, because I've been doing a lot of that recently and I just want to take a break from that. I just have these really, I'll show you, these clown eyelashes that were my mom's from like the 70s. And I think I based all the colors around the eyelashes, kind of like, oh, I have the eyelashes, what can I do with that in a dragon? So yeah, that's it, let's get started. This is one of the prosthetics I made for This is one of the prosthetics that I made for one of the eyebrows, all the little scales there. So what I'm gonna do is position all the prosthetics where I want them to be, take this lip liner pencil and kind of outline just underneath where I want them so that I know where to put my spirit gum. I'm doing this the first thing before I put the foundation on, because spirit gum and foundation doesn't mix too well. Got these at a Renaissance fair. They're so cool, but they're so heavy and floppy apparently. I might have to change this to being on the cheek. Can't put on the forehead, I don't want to use this, so here we go! Yeah, you can see on this prosthetic, this is like the first or second one that I made. I didn't make the edges fade out, so it's gonna be obvious on the skin. Hopefully there'll be enough of other makeup things going on so that it's not too noticeable. I guess what I could do is take a sculpting, like a scar wax, and go over and then blend it in over, but if you're making a prosthetic, blend in the edges. Now that I have the outlines and I look like a weirdo, I'm going to put on some honey, or spirit gum. Just this spirit gum is a little bit older, so the color doesn't really go away. And it's so sticky, so I basically am putting honey on my face. Would honey be a good substitute for spirit? No, don't even think about it. Alright, here we go! It's so weird because when it starts to get like really sticky, because the spirit gum on your finger from tacking it up and blending it in, and also on here, so it's like, you really, it hurts so much it makes you go cross-eyed. It really holds on that it just, I don't know, it just grabs and, okay. So, this is just slightly different than the sketch. I don't know, what do you think? Yeah. I look like I belong in World of Warcraft, and my horns are like ears, I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah, different than what I planned. Wow. Wow, wow. So now I'm going to take a cheesecake and go over with my liquid foundation and color in everything to help blend this in. However, this will be colored, but just to help give it an equal base, we'll say. I'm gonna take this kind of ochre yellow and do that over everything, and then we'll go back with other colors for more details. All right, so I'm gonna go on to a little serious note for a second. If something doesn't go the way you want to, don't let yourself get discouraged, because discouragement just gets in the way of you doing, you know, something better or awesome with it. Like these prosthetics, they came out bigger than I expected. They didn't blend in the way I thought they would. And then I thought, you know what, okay, it just sucks. I'll just go on, do whatever, and just kind of get this over with. That's not the mentality that I should be having. So I was thinking, you know, oh, if you want to do this, use scar wax. Why don't I just use scar wax and make the best of what I do have? No, this isn't what I intended, but I might as well make it look good if I'm gonna do it. So yeah, don't let discouragement get in your way, because then you start to think negative and then you just don't let yourself go to your full potential, even if it isn't what you imagine to be the perfect thing. So that's all. So what I'm gonna do is take a step back. I'm gonna go around with some scar wax around the edges of the prosthetic. This is gonna be like a malleable kind of prosthetic, like a, I guess a skin, you could say. It's gonna help blend in, especially here with these, all these edges from prosthetic to skin. and then I'm gonna go on with the makeup and continue this process. All right. Oh, so for scar wax, it is sticky, but to help it really stay to the face, you wanna use, guess what, more scar wax. So I'm just gonna put a thin edge of spirit gum. This is scar wax before. For scar wax, you need scar wax. Anyway, you need spirit gum. I'm just gonna put that around the edges of my prosthetics. So applying the scar wax, you already know how to do if you've seen my other videos where I do put on glue sticks or glue for the eyebrows to cover them up. It's the same thing. You're gonna take a little scalpel, scrape off an edge, and then just blend it in. So I'm gonna start by making a little snake. A slithery little snake, so sneaky. Lay it right there on the edge, and then just blend it. And yes, it will stick to your fingers. It is very sticky substance. Right next to spirit gum. Now that we have the scar wax all on here, what you're gonna do next is go over that with liquid latex, and that's gonna help seal all the scar wax and gonna give it a nice top coat so you can apply makeup over it. Sorry, I just stuttered like really bad there. I don't stutter, it just happened like that. I'm using a Q-tip. I know I have used paintbrushes in the past. I'm using Q-tips because they're like a disposable paintbrush. They don't absorb all the liquid latex like a sponge would. So Q-tips it is. I'm gonna do that same thing to all the other prosthetics and I'll be back. All right, so I did all the scar wax and the liquid latex and then the powder on top after the liquid latex dries. That is a lot better. You see it really blends in. Obviously this is a different color than this, but we're gonna fix that with all of our different colors. So I'm gonna start with the lighter colors like the yellows and oranges, a little bit of reds, and then go on top of that with more of like the purples and everything. Because once you get purple, that's gonna be more difficult to cover up. So we're doing this yellow as kind of a base, and then just kind of build up on the colors from there. And I am dabbing as opposed to spreading so that I don't tear the prosthetic. And to help you get more detailed looks and also on the curves and everything on your prosthetic, you can go back with a paintbrush. What I'm going to do is have my makeup on the sponge start here and then let the makeup, as it starts to get less, fade out here. So by the time I've let like almost no makeup really left to stick on my sponge, I'm over here. Start here is a lot of makeup, less makeup on the sponge, even less makeup, and it fades out. The nose, I'm going to keep more of the colors in the center, so fading out on the sides here. You can also use another section of your sponge that's clean to help just blend everything so you're not adding makeup. And I'm going to use that same technique with our purple. You have just a little bit of makeup on the sponge so that it isn't like just all gathered in one section. That, not that. But the idea is so that it just gets the very tips and tops of the prosthetic. So we have that. So I'm going to take my powder just to help set in all the colors. Stick them on mesh, lay it nice and taut. Okay. And then I'll also do a little bit of purple there. And I'm going to put the mesh on different directions so that it gives it more, I don't know, it looks cooler. Different kind of texture thing. Now, the eyes need a little bit of something. Let's do a little pop of color here. I'm gonna take my gold. Oh, there we go. All the shimmery goodness. And we'll do the outer edges with my hot pink shimmery. I look like a tomato. A really weird tomato. And then I'll do a deep purple for the crease to give a little bit of definition. I'm gonna do that just below the prosthetic so that this makes it look like the eyes are really deep set in or the brows like really pronounced. Because that's one thing I really like about dragons is the kind of detail, the defined brow. We have to go a little bit on the prosthetic to help get that look. Go for it! And I'm also taking the purple on the edge of the inner eye here to help with that arch. Because we want this to be as pronounced as possible. I think all I'm gonna do left is lipstick and the eyelashes and we'll be done. And that's it, fire breathing dragon. Because it wasn't what I had planned originally on doing, like this doesn't really look much anything like my sketch. What I think I'd like to do is make another version of the dragon more closer to the sketch that I have or make up a new one. That's the thing about these videos. Just about every video, like I make a sketch, I plan, but when I record, it's the first time that I'm doing this sketch. So things may change as I'm recording because I'm figuring things out. You can plan, but until you actually do it and experience is when you know how to do something, or you know how to change your plans and everything. Yeah, because I don't want to pretend like I know how to do it all and everything. I want this to be an experience for both you and me together, to take you along with me to see how I discover and how I create, and this is just part of the process. So yeah, I think that's all pretty much I have to say, but I do like this. It's better than what I originally thought it was gonna look when I first put the prosthetics on. The shiny eyelashes help. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, click on the thumbs up button down below, and I will see all you lovelies next time. Bye!